What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and today I want to have some fun. All right, I want to talk about the upcoming boxing match between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather Jr., or should I say Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor. Now, for those who don't know, the boxing match is on August 26th in Las Vegas. It's going to be a major sporting event that I'm pretty sure everyone and their mama and three cousins down the line going to want to see. And it should be entertaining. Now, normally leading up to the fight, the two fighters have, their promotional aspect where they hype up the fight so ticket sales can go through the roof and and it generates revenue. Okay, this happens in all, you know, physical matches, boxing, MMA, stuff like that. So I think Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor have had maybe three meetings face to face where they do their trash talking, they hype up the fight, they berate one another, they talk about how they're going to beat the other person up or how they're going to embarrass them and so forth and so on, blah 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 blah. Okay, now from what I've been seeing, whether it be an actual event or whether it be on the news or sports or whatever, it is being shown that Conor McGregor is gaining the quote unquote upper hand when it comes to the trash talking aspect of this event. That he's just talking the best game out of both of them. Because usually Floyd Mayweather is really the one doing most of the talking when he's facing his other opponents in boxing. This is the first time, and Floyd has said, this is the first time where I don't have to do any work in promoting the match. I have someone who can talk themselves up, who can promote themselves with no issue. Okay? Now, I'm saying all of this to say, in the beginning, when this was announced, when these two combatants were announced, it was official, it wasn't a fluke, that it was actually going to happen August 26th. I can't think of one person outside of someone from Ireland, I understand that, who said that Conor McGregor has any chance whatsoever of laying a glove on Floyd Mayweather, let alone beating him. But from what I'm seeing, after all the talking back and forth with them two, I'm starting to see some people change their minds a little bit. Now here's the thing. No one, the same amount of people who thought that Conor McGregor won't lay a glove on him, there's still the same amount of people who say that no, McGregor won't win. Not many people outside of those of Ireland, or just Conor McGregor fans, has Conor McGregor beating Floyd Mayweather. I certainly don't. I don't see Conor McGregor beating Floyd Mayweather in the slightest, not even a little bit. But what's happening is people are thinking that the trash talking will carry over into the ring when they fight. I don't know why, because you can trash talk, but I mean, trash talking don't mean anything in the ring. Okay, you gotta throw your hands up. You gotta throw them. So people are actually giving Conor McGregor a higher percentage chance of either hurting Floyd Mayweather or even beating Floyd Mayweather. Mostly hurting, because I don't think anyone has Conor McGregor beating Floyd Mayweather. I think people now believe that this could be more of a challenge than we had originally anticipated. Okay, now I don't believe so. I believe Floyd Mayweather is, in my opinion, I would say top three best boxers on the planet. Like the skill, MMA and boxing are not just people going in the ring and throwing punches at each other and all that stuff. You hit. No. Boxing is called the sweet science for a reason. And people who are martial arts, who are mixed martial arts, those are disciplines that take a lot of skill. You don't just go around throwing kicks and throwing punches and elbow people just at willy nilly. You don't do that. You don't go in a ring just throwing punches and hooks and uppercuts like that. Just no, you don't do that. It's much more particular than that. Okay, so these two are very two skillful people. But here's my explanation as to why I don't think that Conor McGregor will win. Okay, this is why I don't think he'll win. Now, usually what I'm also hearing is people always saying, "Well, Floyd Mayweather is going to win," but they never say why, or they say Conor McGregor is going to win or lose, but they never really say. They never give a logical explanation as to why they believe these things. Well, this is why I'm gonna give my opinion. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a boxing aficionado. I know I grew up. My family loves boxing. My father, especially before he passed, he was an avid boxing fan. So I've watched many of boxing matches, and I understand from a mental aspect, from a physical aspect, the skill and because boxing technically is a martial art. Okay, it is a martial art. Martial means war. Mars, war, god of war. Martial art. Art means skill. So it is a skill of war. Boxing is a skill of war. So technically, boxing is a martial art. Yes, it is. That's why it's incorporated in mixed martial arts. You have boxing, you have taekwondo, you have Muay Thai. So it is a martial art. So technically we have two martial artists in the ring. Just think about that. Just think about that little tidbit right there. Anyway, here's what I think. One, has Floyd Mayweather been hit hard enough to do some damage? Yes. When people think of Floyd Mayweather, they always see Floyd Mayweather as never being touched, because whenever he's done with a fight, you hardly ever see any kind of bruising on his face. Like, I will admit, I've seen Floyd Mayweather get hit. I've seen Floyd Mayweather get rocked before. Okay, I know he's never been knocked out. That's true, but I have seen Floyd Mayweather get tapped real nice. But when the fight is done, you hardly see any kind of blemish or marking on his face. Okay, that's a testament to his skill. Okay, now it is said that Floyd Mayweather has more trouble with people who are left-handed, southpaw. Okay, and Conor McGregor is a southpaw. I believe he's a southpaw, and it is said that out of all the because Floyd Mayweather is 49-0. He's never been beaten before, and when it came to southpaws, Floyd Mayweather has had the most trouble. Even though he still won, out of all of the opponents, the left-handed opponents gave him the most issues. Even though he won, so obviously that tells you that Floyd Mayweather knows how to adjust to whatever style you have. Okay, so you can be right-handed or you can be conventional southpaw, which is right-handed or left-handed. And Floyd Mayweather has the uncanny ability of adjusting during the fight, which is very hard to do. I don't mean just don't. Usually most of the times where you have your 3-minute rounds and then you go back to your corners and your coaches, they give you strategy, stuff like that. Floyd Mayweather has the ability to adjust during a round, like as you are fighting Floyd Mayweather, he has the ability to adjust to you in mid-fight. That is extremely hard to do. So his mind, he has a mind, because his brain is such that he knows how to manipulate a fight. Okay, he knows how to make the boxer, his opponent, move the way he wants to move so he can get the best shot. It takes a lot of skill. That not only a lot of skill, that takes a mindset. That takes a thought process that is unlike any other to do. That's something that not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. Where you can make your opponent do what you want them to do so you can get the best results for yourself. Okay? That is powerful when it comes to combat. Also, like everyone says this. Conor McGregor is a powerful puncher. That is true. He is a powerful puncher. And it's said that his strongest punch is his jab. I think it's his left jab. But like his left jab is something to be reckoned with. His left jab has put down folks. Straight left, bound, straight left, and he's dropped people. So, will Floyd Mayweather have to deal with that? Yes, I mean, of course, obviously. But can Floyd Mayweather adjust to that? I see no reason why Floyd Mayweather can adjust to a straight left jab. Because I think Floyd Mayweather's best move I've ever seen him do is what's called a pull counter. That thing is a thing of beauty. If those don't know what a pull counter is, a counter punch is when the person attacks you and then you attack them at the same time, leaving them open. Okay? But a pull counter is crazy. A pull counter is when a pull counter takes timing. It takes knowing the distance of your opponent's reach. That's key. The pull counter main flaw, well, not main flaw, but in order to use a pull counter to its potential, you have to know the reach of your opponent. You have to know how long the person's reach is, so you know where to stand, so you won't get touched by the glove, but you can move in just as fast to touch your opponent. And it goes like this: the person throws their punch. Most of the time, it's when the person throws a jab. When a person throws a jab, like Conor McGregor's left jab, if Conor McGregor throws a left jab, right, straight out there, now, the longer your arm is, that means that the longer your arm is, that means the longer it extends. That also means that the longer it takes to pull back. The longer your arms are, the longer it takes to pull them back. Okay? So equal distance out, equal distance back in. Or equal time out, equal time in. Now, there is a point in a punch where no matter how fast you are, or how strong you are, or how long your reach is, there's a point in every single punch where you're at your most vulnerable. And it is very subtle. It's very, very quick. If you don't pay attention to it, it is very, very quick. The point in where the punch is at its most vulnerable when the person's attacking you is the part where the arm is fully extended and they begin to pull it back. When it's fully out, you can get when it's coming to you, you're in danger. But the moment the arm is extended, and let's say the person misses, the arm is fully extended, and the moment your opponent begins to pull the arm back, like this, right, this slight motion, like from your full extension to maybe 3 inches back, so full out, 3 inches back, because you have to recover. Because once you leave yourself out, you're always open. Okay? So the pull counter is you have to know the distance or the length of your opponent's arm so you can stand a few inches beyond that point. 2 or 3 inches beyond that point. Like fully extended, and you stand maybe two or three, like 2 or 3 inches beyond that point. Now what you would do is, as the person reaches out to hit you, you back up slightly. Now keep in mind, as you're backing up slightly, your arm that you're gonna counter with is always ahead of you. Okay, it's always ahead of you, because the moment you go back to punch, you will have less distance to travel to punch back. So you never have your hand way back here. It's too long of it. It's too much time. You have your hand in front of you, in case you could block it. So head back, arm up, so you could block it, or head back and your arm is extended partially, so you can be able to counterattack your opponent with the least amount of distance. So it goes punch, back up, and as soon as that person extends and pulls back, as soon as the person pulls back their punch, you at the same time your opponent pulls back, you punch. And if you were to look up Floyd Mayweather pull counter, it is a thing of beauty. It is a thing of beauty because the pull counter is more than just a punch. The punch isn't what's brilliant about it. The brilliance about a pull counter, especially when Floyd Mayweather does it, the brilliance about it is he already knows how far he needs to stand to hit you. That means he also knows how far he needs to stand so you can't hit him. That's brilliant. In the middle of a fight, every single match you see him do, when someone attacks, bah, does it every time, and it gets them every time you see him do it. It hits flush on the jaw. Every time he does it, whoever he does it to gets hit. Now here's the question: how many times has Conor McGregor seen that move in MMA? Okay, how many times has he seen that particular move, a pull counter in MMA? Because that's a staple in boxing, but is it a staple in MMA? Can Conor McGregor withstand a pull counter using his strong left jab? Because Floyd Mayweather he'd take that strong left jab and do the pull counter. Can Conor McGregor deal with that for 12 rounds? That's one reason why I think Floyd will win. Not that the punch, it's the mental strategy. Because you're going into Floyd's world where Floyd has mastered every single angle of the game. He has mastered every single aspect of boxing. Okay? Another thing. MMA versus boxing. The gloves are a factor. MMA uses 3-ounce gloves. Very little padding. They're really to protect your knuckles. Very little padding. So when you get hit, you feel it. You really feel it because it's almost like bare knuckle fighting. Okay? In boxing, you have bigger gloves. What was it, 8-ounce, 10-ounce gloves? Maybe a little more, something like that. With more padding. Maybe it's like your fist right here, maybe this much padding. Versus MMA where it's like this much padding. From this much padding to that much padding means a lot when you're punching someone. It's the difference between punching a floor mat. It's the difference between put a floor mat on the floor and punch the floor. You will feel it more as opposed to putting a bed on the floor and punching the bed. You don't feel the floor. That's the difference. Will Conor McGregor punches have the same effect with different gloves? Because he's used to dealing with lighter gloves than Floyd. Floyd has knocked out people with thicker padding than Conor McGregor. So will Conor McGregor punches have the same effect with different gloves? We don't know. We're gonna find that out. So that's one thing. Now, in order to knock somebody out with thicker padding, you really have to put your weight into it because you gotta deal with the cushion. You gotta deal with the cushion of the glove, of the boxing glove. With MMA gloves, not so much. There's still cushion there, but it's not as much cushion as a boxing glove. So that will play a factor. We will see how powerful Conor McGregor punches actually are when there's more padding on his fist. You will see. 3. What move can Conor McGregor do in boxing that Floyd Mayweather has not seen? Because every sport has a certain skill set, a certain move list, a certain move set. Basketball has a different set of moves than football, than baseball, than hockey, than soccer, than tennis, things of that nature. Every sport has specific moves that are meant for that sport. Okay? In MMA, you can use your hands, you can use your feet, you can use your knees, you can use your elbows. Boxing is strictly hands. Okay? So if you do that, because in MMA you got 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 elbows, 2 knees. That's 8 weapons. Hands, elbow, feet, knees. That's 8 different weapons at your disposal in mixed martial arts. In boxing, there's only 2. There's only 2 weapons. So Conor McGregor has to get rid of what 75. Conor McGregor has to get rid of 75% of his body. Say that, okay? Conor McGregor has to get rid of 3/4, or 75% of his skills to come into Floyd Mayweather's world and fight him on Floyd Mayweather's terms and rules. Well, not Floyd, but the boxing rules. So, with that being said, if Conor McGregor can only use his hands to fight Floyd Mayweather, what can Conor McGregor do that Floyd Mayweather has not seen before in Floyd Mayweather's 20 years of boxing? Floyd Mayweather has been boxing he's been boxing for 20 years professionally. I should say that 20 plus years professionally, and more years amateur and all that stuff. What can Conor McGregor do that Floyd Mayweather has not seen? How can Conor McGregor surprise Floyd Mayweather in a boxing ring? What can he do? Can he surprise Floyd Mayweather with his speed? Maybe. Can he surprise Floyd Mayweather with his power? Maybe. Does Conor McGregor have a set of skills with his hands only that Floyd Mayweather does not have? How can Conor McGregor surprise Floyd Mayweather skill-wise? Now, I'm not going to say that he doesn't. I'm not going to say that he doesn't have any skill, but is Conor McGregor's skills sufficient enough to surprise Floyd Mayweather in a ring? What can Conor McGregor do? Because, like I said, 3/4 of Conor McGregor's weapons are gone. They're gone. All Conor McGregor has are his hands, his fist. That's all Conor McGregor has to use. That's all he can use to fight Floyd Mayweather. What can Conor McGregor do with his 2 hands that Floyd Mayweather has not seen? You can't backhand someone in boxing. You can't do that. Now, in MMA, you can backhand somebody. Or spinning back fist, I should say. That's the name, spinning back fist. In boxing, you can't do that. Boxing is knuckle imprint. Okay? What can Conor McGregor do with these 2 that Floyd Mayweather has not seen? Because Floyd Mayweather has fought people like Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Shane Mosley, Zab Judah, Miguel Cotto, Arturo Gatti, things of that nature. He has fought some of the best fighters in the world and in the history of boxing and has beat them all with his skills. And the boxers that Floyd Mayweather has fought are just as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather has still outclassed him. He has still shown more skills than some of the most skilled boxers in the world. So what can Conor McGregor do that Floyd Mayweather has not seen with his fist? Now, that's actually that's out of all this stuff, that's actually the thing that I'm most curious about. The thing that I am most curious about is I want to see what can Conor McGregor do that can surprise Floyd Mayweather. And you know what? Here's the thing. I think I may have a way. This is what I think Conor McGregor can do that can surprise Floyd Mayweather. MMA is a MMA is a sport where the person, the fighter, can fight you from any and all angles. They can fight you from the ground, laying down. They can fight you from kneeling down as low as possible. They can fight you at mid stance. They can fight you. They can fight you in the air. They can jump off something and hit you. They can fight standing up. In boxing, although boxers stand up and fight, I don't believe there are any rules in boxing saying that you can't stand low as possible. I don't think that there is no rules there, because if you could block standing if you could block going as low as possible, then that means that you can stand, or you can fight in the lowest position possible. So if Conor McGregor was ever going to take, if he was ever going to take a page out of mixed martial arts and put it into boxing, it would be the ability to stand in the lowest position possible, like low. Because if he stands up, and fights Floyd in the same position that Floyd fights, Floyd is going to beat that man out the frame. So if Conor McGregor is going to take anything, if he's ever going to take anything out of mixed martial arts and bring it into boxing that may revolutionize boxing, it will be the stances, because mixed martial artists have more stances in fighting than boxing does. Like I said, you can fight now in boxing. You can't fight on your back. No, in boxing you cannot fight on your stomach. In boxing you can't jump off of something and punch the person. No. In boxing, you can stand straight up, or you can stand at a low crouching position. Now, in mixed martial arts, the crouching position is more of a grappling position, because that's usually when you're about to charge and grapple. Now, if you can mix up that grappling stance, that low grappling stance, with boxing skills with your fist, then you may be able to do something that that Floyd Mayweather has not seen. You may be able to do that. Now, here's the thing, and this next point will tie into the point I just got finished making. The time limit. Boxing is 12 rounds. It used to be 15, but boxing is now 12 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. That's 36 minutes. Mixed martial arts don't go to. I think mixed martial arts goes from 3 to 5 rounds. I believe 3 to 5 rounds, so you can break the tie. I believe so. I don't know if it's 3 or 5. Let me know in the comment section if it's 3 or 5 rounds. Either way, and the time limit for each round is different from boxing. So you have stamina as a factor. Floyd Mayweather has had so many 12-round matches. He has gone for 36 minutes. Okay? Multiple times. Conor McGregor has never gone at least 30. Conor McGregor has never gone at least at 30 minutes. Okay? He's never gone past 30 minutes in a fight. So endurance is a factor. Okay? So what Conor McGregor, what I think everybody says he's going to do, and I think he should try to do, even though it's a trade-off. This particular strategy is a trade-off. You should do it, but here's the thing. Conor McGregor, is probably going to come out strong. If I'm saying he's probably not going to. Conor McGregor, it's said that Conor McGregor should come out fast and try to get over with fast. Because if he don't get over with fast, then as the rounds go on and Floyd Mayweather extends the rounds and gets closer to the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th round, Conor McGregor's going to lose steam, and then Floyd Mayweather's going to pick him apart. Now here's the thing. Knowing that, I know Conor McGregor knows that. So what he should do and what he may do could be different. What he may do, which is what he most likely would do, is go in and try to end it fast, like a normal MMA fight. What he should do is move slow. he should move slow, meaning don't rush to get the match over. Don't do that. What I believe you should do is extend. If Conor McGregor wants to have a chance, if he wants to have any kind of chance of making this debatable or possibly getting a knockout, what he don't want to do is go in there and rush and get him out. The reason why I say he shouldn't rush is because if he rushes and all he is doing is missing, because the more you miss, the tired you get. It's the same way how when you shooting free throw, you shooting jump shots in the basketball, you keep on missing them. The more shots you miss, the tired you get. The same thing in boxing. The more punches you take and miss, the tired you get because all that energy exerted and there's no reward at the end. So if Conor McGregor rushes in to take out Floyd Mayweather fast and all he does is miss, his chances of getting tired are greater. And it's really going to get bad for Conor McGregor. So what he should do is slowly pace himself. Fight Floyd like Floyd fights. Floyd fights slow. He does not go in there rushing trying to get, no. He takes his time. He paces. He knows it's a 36-minute bout. He paces. He has more endurance than his opponent. Even the best boxers. He has more endurance than his best boxers. So what Conor should do is take a page out of Floyd's book and pace himself as well. That's what he should do. Now, the way he's been talking, like he's going to knock him out and he's going to die and stuff, you know, I don't know if that's just talk or really Conor's just going to try to rush him out. Don't do that. Don't rush yourself. If you rush yourself and if you miss, it's going to get real bad for McGregor real early. So that's another thing. So, but like I said, even with all that being said, other than the crouching position, what else can Conor McGregor do? What else can Conor McGregor do that will surprise Floyd Mayweather? What can Conor McGregor do that the best boxers in the world who has gone up against Floyd Mayweather couldn't do? What can he do that Oscar De La Hoya couldn't do? What can Conor McGregor do that Arturo Gatti couldn't do? What can Conor McGregor do that Zab Judah couldn't do? Because Zab Judah was just as fast and not faster than Floyd. They were right there neck and neck. You couldn't tell the difference between the two. What can Conor McGregor do that Manny Pacquiao couldn't do? What can he do? What can he do that's different? Because Floyd is going to figure you out fast. Floyd has the ability to figure you out fast in the middle of an exchange of punches. He can figure you out in the middle of an exchange of punches. Can Conor McGregor do that? Can Conor McGregor figure out an opponent in the middle of an exchange? Can Conor McGregor figure out the pull counter? Can Conor McGregor master the pull counter better than Floyd? Because the way it's looking, I know all the yapping and the talking and all that stuff. That's just for promotion. I ain't tripping on that. When you get in the ring, I don't know. Because Floyd talks a lot outside of the ring. But when he's in the ring, he is extremely focused. When Floyd Mayweather talks to you, that's only just to get you distracted about how serious he is in the ring. That's all that is. That's just all the talking is to distract you from saying, okay, he's goofy. He's going to just play around in the ring. But when you get in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather is surgical in the ring. Floyd Mayweather is a surgeon in the ring, the likes of which we have never seen. He is the best defensive boxer ever. He ain't the strongest. He's not the fastest anymore. When in his Pretty Boy Floyd days, he was fast. He was one of the fastest. He's older now. He still hits you real with a rap. Pop. He still gets you. He ain't as fast as he used to be. But his defense and his intelligence are the best in boxing history. Can Conor McGregor get past Floyd Mayweather's defense? Can Conor McGregor find a way to break down Floyd's defense? Can he do that? I don't know. I mean, like so, you always have what's called a puncher's chance. There's always a chance that Conor McGregor may get lucky. And the reason I said lucky is because Conor McGregor isn't a boxer. His chances, if Conor McGregor is not a boxer, which means his chances of getting lucky are extremely slim, as opposed to Floyd Mayweather, who is a genius in boxing. His chances of getting lucky in a boxing ring are far greater. To the point where it's not even luck anymore. It's his skill. Conor McGregor has to get lucky. In my opinion, Conor McGregor has to get lucky in order to knock. First of all, he has to get lucky in order to hit Floyd Mayweather hard enough to stun him. And he really has to get lucky to hit Floyd Mayweather hard enough to knock him out. Because he ain't a boxer. He don't know the nuances of boxing like Floyd Mayweather does. So Conor McGregor has to rely more on luck than Floyd Mayweather will ever have to rely on luck. Floyd Mayweather don't do luck. Floyd Mayweather does skill. Floyd Mayweather can manipulate a boxer into doing what he wants him to do. Conor McGregor can't do it in the boxing ring. Conor McGregor can do it in an MMA ring. Yeah. Now, if Floyd were to go to MMA, then it'd be the same. I say the same thing in reverse. Floyd Mayweather would get ate up in the octagon. Yes, he would. But this ain't the octagon. This ain't mixed martial arts. This is boxing in a boxing ring. Where Floyd Mayweather was, is, and will always be king. Floyd Mayweather is king. He ain't been beaten yet. I think Conor McGregor has lost 3 or 5 matches. Which means Floyd can study game tapes on how to beat Conor McGregor. There is no game tape on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. No one's ever beat him before. No one's ever beat Floyd Mayweather. So there is no game tape on how to beat someone who's never been beaten before. You may have a game tape on how to, stun him a little bit, but there is no game tape on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. There is game tape on how to beat Conor McGregor. So how do you deal with that? No. Anyway, I've been on long enough, almost 40 minutes. Anyway, thank you all for watching this. Like I said, my money's on Floyd in a landslide. I'm putting that right now. Floyd in a landslide. It ain't even close. If Conor don't do anything within the first 3 rounds, it's going to get bad real fast and ugly. Early and often on. So, that's all I got to say on that one. Thank you all for watching this video. Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will catch you all later. Peace.